Loggerhouse Facebook page. Check out mine, and the code is there. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got, let me scroll back up here. Let's see who's that. Strangers in there. Brad's in there. Vanguard's in there. Pork Chop. Rock and Bengal. Cap. Orange and Black Insider Podcast is even in there. Wow, we got everybody in there. Holmes is in there. KP for KC. Fro. Ronnie. Oh, there's so many of you guys. There's way too many of you guys. I appreciate all of you. Bengals and Brews says they're going to come. That's a little weird. So we know Dale's in the chat. With that being said, let's do a little recap. Last night we had the battle of the 40-year-olds. We had the Bengals 40-year-old quarterback, Joe Flacco, versus the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Joe Flacco was as close to Joe Burrow as you can get last night. He completed 31 of 47 passes for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, leading to a dramatic 33-31 victory over the Steelers. Jamar Chase, the best player in football. I'll say it. He's the best player in football. I mean, he might win. I'm going to start voting for him for MVP if I had a vote for it. He cooked Jalen Ramsey once again because he did it in the Super Bowl and he did it last night. I don't know why everybody keeps saying, oh, Jalen Ramsey's so good. Jamar cooked him again. 16 receptions, 23 targets, 161 yards, and a touchdown. And T even contributed 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown, including a 28-yard reception. That set up the game-winning field goal for Money Mac. And holy crap, the Bengals actually ran the ball. Chase Brown led him for 108 yards in rushing. Unbelievable. Last night was an absolute blast. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but it's not as good as it normally is. But let's get to my former seat neighbor, the man who I wish was at the game with me last night, because I know last couple of years, we had an absolute blast watching the game together. But let's get the thoughts from, he's a Cincy Jungle writer. He is a podcaster. He got his own draft guide, which you guys should check it out. He drinks and he knows things. He's Dale Altman.
That's me.
What's up? That's you. How are you? Nice.
I would say I am him, but you know who's him? Jamar Chase. He is him.
Jamar Chase is him, dude. Holy crap. What a game. And all I heard about from the national media is like, oh, the Steelers, their defense just didn't play that good. No, because we cooked their ass. That's why. Jamar Chase cooked his ass again. He did it in the Super Bowl, and he did it again this year. Am I wrong?
Dude, Joe Flacco has been incredible. And I was like, hey, maybe it don't work out. I'm excited that we're trying because Jake Browning wasn't working. And it's like, well, not only are they trying, this guy looks incredible out there at 40 years old. And it's not just the stats. Like there could have been more stats, like the Chase Brown drop, the Yoshi drop. I mean, even Jamar Chase, who had 16 catches, dropped like 3 or 4 passes.
Did you see the one right over the middle where they did a reel on it where and Joe Flacco was like, how'd you actually drop passes? Like, what's going on with that?
Crazy.
All right, so let's get to our usual Friday guest here. We got Dale on. Now we got waiting in the wings in all his glory. You see the sun, the California sun glistening in the background.
Godfather.
The Godfather, Anthony Cosenza. AC, what's up, my man?
Power to the graybeards. Power to the graybeards. I got some grays. If you, I mean, come on. Said what? Close to 800 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. Old men can play football too. You know,
old men can play football too, man. That was an absolute friggin' blast, and I loved it that they look how we expected them to look. This is how I don't know about you guys. This is the way I thought the Bengals would look during this, throughout this whole season. That's the first game that I've seen a complete game, first half to second half. I know all of it started a little slow at the first quarter, but that's as a completed game as we've had all year long.
Offensively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Offensively. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't expect that kind of output with Joe Flacco under center necessarily. I kind of expected somewhere in between what we saw the last couple of quarters of the Packers and what we saw Thursday. I think that's kind of like where I thought he would be and at his height. And last week we're kind of like, okay, the floor for the team is raised under Joe Flacco, but where's the ceiling, right? And that is raised quite a bit based on last night too. Yeah,
a lot. All right, he's patiently waiting in the wings. He's got one of the best beards around. He probably has less of a voice than I do. He is the 2024 co-fan of the year. He's Bengals captain.
I was like, what in the hell is going on? Because I want to sit here and I want my roses for being right the entire time about what this offense could do with competent quarterback play.
Exactly. Your voice sounds worse than mine. You're
Bro,
like this.
My head still hurts and I don't give a shit. Who day? Oh.
This show brought to you by Ricola, by the way.
Yeah. I also feel like Cap has aged like 15 years since I seen him on Monday.
Oh, between the white and the fact that I got home at like 3 a.m. after we hit probably, I think we hit 2 separate White Castles on the way home.
Hell yeah. Not one White Castle, 2 White Castles.
Oh man! Like, dude, you know what? The sliders, just the 10 we down weren't enough. We needed more sliders, more mozzarella sticks, more milkshakes because fucking Houday.
Man, it took us for freaking ever to get home last night. I didn't get home till 12:30. Then I had to get up and go to work. I got at 4 a.m. I went to work at like 3 because AC, you text me, you're like, are you? Like, he's like, you're at the game or you're going to work? It's like, and I answered at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yep, I'm going to work now.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with FOMO, and you guys are complaining about an epic game and White Cast. Come on.
I also was not at the game, but I wish I was. I'm never as stressed at the game than watching from home. So, like, watching it from home, I was like, I forgot how stressful close games are.
Yeah.
Like the last 4 weeks. And I like, man, my blood pressure was through the roof last night. And I was like, just please win. Just play.
I was going nuts.
And when Aaron Rodgers uncorked that pass.
Oh my God. Oh, it's just like,
Isn't that a stat that Aaron Rodgers leads the league in game-winning Hail Marys or something? I feel like years ago, when we used to
if it's not, it should be. I mean, there's a whole highlight reel of him.
Yeah.
Exactly. And let me get the Augie's $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Flacco is a pro's pro. This offense is a perfect fit. May not have been his legs, but his mind, his arm is still there, and we're back.
His cojones.
Saw it coming. 2 hours versus Green Bay. Talk about me and Dan were talking about this off the air. Did you see the run? I mean, Joe Flacco's got some legs.
Hey, that was a genius play call. And you know me, I am not about play calls. I'm about execution. But that is one of those very obvious things. Like, no one in the world, including Joe Flacco, thought Joe Flacco was running there.
Right, exactly. And he took off, and I'm going, well, he fooled the crap out of me. I'm sitting there, I'm looking for the running back coming up the middle, going, oh, then all of a sudden I see Flacco running around. I'm going, oh, go. Like, what the hell? Was that Flacco? Like,
he said the end crashed so hard that he was like, I guess I just have to take the ball and run it.
He's like, F it, I'll just run it. Instead of Evan Jamar, F it, I'll just run it. It was unbelievable. A shout out. I think we found ourselves a number one cornerback, DJ, again, with that unbelievable. I still don't know how the hell he got the ball away from him, because I didn't see it on the replay to know he actually got the ball and got him in bounds.
To be fair, Geno Stone had a rough game, so don't think I'm just going to praise Geno Stone out of nowhere and not realize he had some mistakes there that touchdowns happen. But Geno Stone was a big part of that I don't think anybody's talking about. Like, hey, great play by Turner. Nothing away from DJ Turner, but Stone came in and leveled a good hit too, and I think that's allowed DJ to kind of rip that ball out because of that hit by Geno Stone.
AC, what was your thoughts on the game defensively, offensively? What do you got, AC? Because we're doing a lot of talking here. You're being kind of quiet, so I'm gonna get you in on this too.
Well, I'm in awe of the star-studded panel here, and I haven't been able to connect with Cap for a long time, so I'm stoked on that.
Love you, man.
Hey, back at you, bro. You know that.
Old man Cap.
It's graybeard day. You know what I mean? Graybeard day.
I even got the bags under my eyes. Like, I look like shit today. It was worth it though.
Yeah, I bet.
No, totally worth it. Totally worth it.
The thing that stuck out to me last night, and yeah, we could talk about the arm strength. We could talk about making the correct decisions by Flacco. And man, that throw to Yoshi down the seam was just a drop in the bucket. I mean, it was a great throw and a great read. The one thing that I've been thinking about a lot is actually what may be resonating a lot with the team is the similar temperament to Joe Burrow. And that no blip on the heart rate monitor. I if you guys maybe didn't see this because you were at the game, but when McPherson kicked what was the game-winning kick, the Bengals sidelines erupting, the coaches are hugging and high-fiving. Joe Flacco's on the bench, not even smiling. He's just sitting there like, okay. And I think, yeah, the confidence, the experience, the arm, and just AFC North experience, I think that resonated with the team when he first walked in there. But I think just like that same deal that Burrow has, that same temperament, that's just this, no matter what happens in a game. And Joe Flacco's really, for more or less his entire career, been that way anyway. Right. But I think that with all of the chaos and Burrow getting hurt again, having a guy that is talented, having a guy that is experienced and has had all kinds of different levels of success in the NFL, having him come in there and just keep that baseline pulse rate here, no matter 4-game losing streak, big win against the Steelers. I'm starting to think that may be one of the biggest things that's resonating with this team. And it's something that stuck out to me last night. And even when the defense kept letting up big plays and all that kind of stuff, he just trotted back out there and he's running like Peyton Manning on that. You know what I mean? He's doing all these things. And it's like, okay, I can see now why Jamar Chase was smiling when they made that in his press conference when they made that trade. I can see now why Chase Brown is impressed with his memorization and all that kind of stuff. It's that just, hey, we've got this. We've got this. That's something that kind of stuck out to me that I didn't really think about with the Flacco acquisition.
The thing is, he's having fun, man. Because just like me and Jeff talked before you guys came on, where Jamar dropped the one ball right in the middle, but him just going. I think
what?
Yeah, I'm like, this might be the most fun he's ever had because I've said this when we got him. This is the best. He had some good ones in Baltimore, but Jamar, let's be real. Jamar and T are the best wide receivers he's ever thrown to, and he's not going to sit there and say that, but he's more or less have said that in some of his comments. That's got to be fun for him just to be able to make the throws and know that these guys are going to be there and they're going to make a play on that ball. Not say necessarily wherever he throws it, but they're going to make a play on it. I mean, that's just going to be exciting for him as a quarterback.
Well, he's placing it nicely. I mean, the back shoulder throws, slants across the middle. I mean, he's hitting guys in stride, and even when they're dropped, it's like it's not a bad throw. So, I mean, aside from those leadership qualities that I mentioned, there's that. You asked me about the defense too. This defense is obviously a work in progress, and that's kind of being generous in a lot of respects. You saw the impact that Hendrickson has or didn't have because he sat. That obviously hurt the team. My hope, my worry is this a trend for throughout the whole year, and where are we at with the talent? You saw the healthy scratches; those are a bunch of second, third round picks that were healthy scratches, so that's worrisome. But my hope is, and I do kind of feel this way as the year. You got a lot of new guys, you got a lot of young guys in there. The hope is that Thanksgiving and into December on that they start to gel and they start to get more comfortable, and those missed tackles start to lessen and that sort of thing with some of these young guys, and you start to see the Al Golden effect. I think we all wanted it like immediate, and that's just not reality with so many new faces there. So I worry about it a little bit. You're giving up 31 at home, but you did have the 2 takeaways. You were positive in the turnover margin, and it's a young group. I'm hoping that some of those young guys, Shamar Stewart, the 2 linebackers, et cetera, end up, asserting themselves towards the end of the year. And we're starting to say, okay, this is taking a step in the right direction on defense.
Real quick, I'll give the super chat real quick before Augie, thanks. What's better than Victory Monday is a Victory Friday. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Dale.
Well, you had another super chat earlier in Fuzzy Balls, so I scrolled up back for you.
I did.
Fuzzy Balls.
Fuzzy Balls.
At 5:35 mark, Jeff. But
there it is.
Go ahead and read it.
Flacco
spent his career driving a Honda. Now he has keys to a Ferrari, and he's like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." And Fuzzy Ball's feeling very optimistic. So
I'll take a lap after the game's over.
Well, I've seen it too because I didn't see it the first time either, and I was like, I got you. I'll scroll up and look for it.
I appreciate it. I didn't see that one. I appreciate all of the super chats. I tried to get them out there. So my fault there. Like I said, you guys are blowing the chat. We got 238 people watching us right now, and I think it feels like every single one of your commenting right now, which is awesome. So keep it up.
Well, we're excited.
Oh, dude.
4 straight losses, we get a victory. And the way Joe Flacco played, Jamar Chase, DJ Turner, like we have hope again, boys. Like, it's so depressing when you feel like you don't have hope, or every week feels like, we just probably know what's going to happen. And that was such a huge game. And we talked about it being a must win. And they went out there and found a way to win. And also kudos to Money Mac, Evan McPherson, who has been fantastic this season, just clutch.
And that okay. So I got a question to ask you guys. So my wife and daughter actually got to go to the game with me. How smart of a play was it for T. Higgins to slide? How smart was that?
I just want to point out. So earlier, everybody or a couple people corrected me. I'm glad Chop said that Joe said that it was actually kind of a busted play, and Joe took off, which is my entire point. Execution is king. I absolutely love the fact that he saw wide open 12 yards right in front of him. You take it. You don't just stick to, I don't care what the plan was prior to that. Take off, get 12 yards, easy, done. So awesome. But that with T came from Zach. And you know what? It's routine head coaching. Every coach does it. It's like what Zach call it? Down at 5 is what they call it. And I don't know that it necessarily means the 5-yard line, but the thing is, get down before you score so that we can queue up clock. And he said that to Noah Fant. Noah Fant ran to the huddle, reminded everybody, down at 5. And then boom, T executed flawlessly.
And the scary thing is they did all that, and the Steelers still had a shot. they had knocked that ball down the
7 seconds, and it's like,
we've seen Aaron Rodgers do that. And I'm still going, oh my God! I was like, knock it down. And
Cornell, Zach didn't try to keep Jake. He didn't like the quarterback play either. Zach can't bring quarterbacks in. So now, what happened to Jake? I have no idea. Honestly, I don't care. It's a Flacco show, and he's doing great.
Yeah.
Selfless play by T also. I mean, guy gets paid. He's going to want to put up the stats, all that kind of stuff. But normally a lot of receivers in a game, particularly at the college level, where you see guys dropping the ball before the goal line and all this kind of stuff in celebration.
See it in the NFL too.
And you see it in the NFL too. And you see that crap go on, and you see a play like that. And kudos to my co-host John, who pointed this out. That could have been a back shoulder throw, where because he had a step, I think, on the defense. I think it was Ramsey again. He had a step on the defender, and he could have had a back shoulder throw, hit a nice ball, and then T would have stumbled out of bounds. Instead, Flacco lofted it a little bit more inside and let T chase it down, and then make a play where he can kind of curl inside and have the opportunity to dive down at the 5 and eat up the clock. So just smart, heady play by a team that just, in a game that was so wild and back and forth, you needed that stable, smart football play at that critical moment. And your quarterback provided it, I think, and your receiver definitely provided it. And again, selfless. I thought that was a fantastic play.
It's hard to fight instinct sometimes. So even though it might have been communicated, even though everybody might have been on, it happens more often than fans realize, where, oh yeah, they were told, they just instinct. You get the ball, you score, and then you're like, oh shit. No,
right.
Perfect.
Ronnie wants to know if we get Simmons from Tennessee. I doubt it. I don't know what we get for him.
We should have done that before Callie got fired. Hey, he had last effort of defiance. Give me some.
All right, Fuzzy Balls. I got you this time. I didn't miss it this time. $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Joe Flacco simultaneously proved how trash the Browns offense really is, and the difference between a college arm in Browning and a pro arm in Flacco. his arm is freaking ridiculous. His arm is better than Joe Burrow's. I mean, his arm is
arm strength. Yeah,
arm strength is
at 40, which is crazy.
Right. I mean, both him and Aaron Rodgers. I hate
Aaron still got wheels. What the hell?
Yeah, just to watch those guys play last night was unbelievable. I mean, it was a thing of beauty to watch.
Trying out 48. I'm trying out. I don't care.
AC, you think you got a shot? You might be able to.
Yeah, I can sling it. I can't really move, but I can sling it.
No, you're on the line, man. You're husky, AC.
Yeah, easy, turbo.
Turbo.
Easy.
I thought he was the Vision. I thought Dale was the Vision, the visionary.
The visionary. Yeah.
No, I called him husky, and he immediately got away from the visionary on me. Like, I call you husky. Mike Brown called you husky. To be fair,
Mike Brown did call me husky. Yes, he did.
Really?
He did.
Oh, yeah. He's got a shirt and picture and everything. All
That's amazing.
Look at that. See,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, tell the story.
I didn't really love it, but because I don't know how to take husky. I work out a lot, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm like built, and he's like, you're husky. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Can you imagine the scouting report that hits his desk and how many times somebody's called a husky? Because that must be a word he likes. So they
for sure
communicate that in his language.
For sure. that's in the Mike Brown lexicon for sure. That is a Mike Brown ism for sure.
Oh my goodness! Did you guys see? All right. I got another super chat. We'll get to this. Dustin, appreciate it. $4.99 super chat. Godfather. It's wetsuit season. Time to enjoy them swells. Houday Flacco is God. Al Golden, I got my eye on your O-line. Arrows up, baby. Let's get on a roll.
This is one Cali guy talking to another Cali guy. I can translate that. I know that.
And this rolls right into the next two weeks. Like, if we got the Jets, we got the Bears. They're winnable games. We'll see if the win or not. A bye. And then it sets up going to Pittsburgh, possibly playing for the division lead. If we win these two games, I mean, Pittsburgh's got Green Bay next week, so that's not an easy win or easy game for them. So they can lose that. We could be. I mean, I know, Dale, I'm looking ahead, but I can't help it. It's right there in front of me. There is a chance come Pittsburgh. We are
1 week at a time. It's a 1 week league. You can't overlook anybody, and you can get right back in it in 1 week. Right?
That's what we're doing.
Stuff we've talked about all year. It kind of felt very annoying to even say on my show the last 4 weeks, if we just win one of these, how good are we feeling? We're all the way back. And then we lost 4 in a row. And then it's like, we're saying it again. If we win this one, we're 3-4 and we're second in the North. And we're only 1 win out of the win column behind Pittsburgh. Knowing, you can look ahead a little bit. The schedule, this, that, and the other. But you have to go out and play the games.
It's opening up perfectly.
I hope we're playing at home. And shout out to the fans.
Yes.
I don't have my season tickets anymore, but it would have been very easy for people to sell their tickets on Ticketmaster or wherever, and for a bunch of terrible towels to be waving during that whiteout. And it was not.
No,
I was incredible on TV, and shout out to all the fans who showed up, didn't sell their tickets, and helped the Bengals win that game.
One of the best things I saw last night was a Steeler fan getting mad at the end of the game after he lost. He wasn't yelling at anybody. He just walked up the stairs and he took he looked back at the field, took his terrible towel and threw it. I'm like, yes. That's the best thing I've ever seen anybody do with a terrible towel, other than T.J. Hutchinson's not to sign it with his his shoes. But yeah, I was actually surprised that there were so little Steelers fans. You can see them here and there, but nothing big. I mean, compared to when we had the Lions fans, they seemed like they were everywhere. But the Steelers fans, there weren't as many.
Bengals fans will sell tickets. It's sometimes like I have 10, and I had some people back out. Now, luckily, I got some of the tickets in Bengals fans' hands. Stuff like there's always scrambling. It's not easy, and some people they get super sensitive. Like, hey, my tickets, I paid for them. I can do whatever I want, whatever. but it was Bengals fans buying off of what like Ticketmaster. Unofficial, but I was paying attention to a couple things and looking at a couple sections, and there were Bengals fans in the seats. Mm-hmm. So it just, to me, it shows how out of touch social media is. Now you'll stack likes. If you're going to have a fire screw Zach Taylor meme, it's going for 2,000 likes automatically, which is, I was like, man, come on. Like, that's just too easy. So you're just going with the popular trend. It's social media. It's so completely out of touch with reality because the fans in those seats, there was so much, the pregame, the tailgating, everybody was hyped. Like, we can do this. We can do this. And I'm not chronically online, but I'm online too much where I'm like, really? Like, I'm so glad to be here. I love being at home games around Bengals fans because that's IRL. Those people touch grass and they were hyped and it showed from start to finish.
And I almost broke my back last night. I think Harrison the comedian almost broke my back last night.
That was hilarious.
if you guys haven't seen it,
pause.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
Well, I was about to explain it. You said pause. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think maybe you were getting your back blown out by Harrison.
By picking his ass up is what I was doing. It's on Coach Jay's Twitter. You can go out there check it out there. Hey, I retweeted. You can check it out. He was out there celebrating, and I came up from behind him, and he jumped up into my arms. And he
came up from behind you. Blew that back out. That's what I heard.
Well, you heard wrong, okay?
I mean, record scratch.
That was so much fun last night. Oh my goodness. I got another super chat. Oh, damn. Holy crap. $10 super chat. Mr. Whisper. The ascension of DJ Turner is surprising to me, especially because I thought Metcalf had too much size for him before last night. Where do you think his ceiling is? Dale, you want to take that one?
Yeah, because that was my biggest concern was like, and I wrote about it, AC, in my 3 key players. DJ Turner was one of them. And I talked about like the size and strength because DJ Turner is a little bit thinner and a little smaller, but coming off a game with 5 pass breakups, looking like an all-pro corner. And man, he went out there and like DK got that one down the sideline. That was just kind of a perfect throw. Like I wouldn't say Turner had bad coverage or anything on that. But man, his arrow is pointing up, up, and up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to extend him now. Like, because he's balling out and it's something we need. And he's an under 4.3 player. He's got pretty good length. He's got the hip fluidity is insane. The way he can flip his hips and the way he can run with guys and the makeup speed. And he'll come up and hit somebody even though he's a little smaller. And he's a competitor. Like, he's a competitor. And I think that's the biggest thing at that position and confidence. And the confidence he has coming off these last 2 games, I feel like he's only going to continue to get better and better this season. So, man, I absolutely love Juan Drago, and hell of an actual name, DJ Turner, Juan Drago. But, man, the ceiling, I think he's almost there right now, and he's year 3?
Mm-hmm.
It's all pro. He's playing at an all-pro level, and the ceiling's an all-pro.
He plays bigger than he is. I mean, really the last 2 weeks have exemplified that. He's always been slider framed and, lighter, and that has helped his speed. But the last 2 weeks, 5 passes defended against the Packers, insane. Another few, including the interception this week. I think he's still, I know there are a slate of games to be played this weekend, but coming into this week, he was the league leader in passes defended. So to me, he, like you said, he's willing to hit. He's willing to get in there and mix it up. To me, he's not a big guy, but he plays bigger than he is. And when you go up against a guy like DK Metcalf, that is crucial. So I've been really impressed with him. I know there's some other struggles going on in the secondary and some guys in and out of the lineup on defense, but he's been really one of the steady presences on that unit.
Also, do we need more Michigan defensive backs? And you see my Ohio State national champions banner in the background as I say that. Because a lot of people were like, the Bengals keep no more Michigan defensive backs. It's like, no, Dax Hill's pretty good. I know he probably had his worst game of the season. Mm-hmm. But DJ Turner, I always thought he was going to be a good player. Like, he has shown a lot of flashes, had some injuries that, hasn't always won a starting job. But the confidence growing, he has insane talent at that cornerback position. Cap, what are your thoughts on Juan Drago?
I wish he, I both do and don't wish he was streaming on Twitch still because he's hilarious. I'm a big fan. So I love Twitch because you get to see a different side of a player. And what I could tell right away, he's extremely intelligent, and he started his channel and was instantly the streamer type, like the lingo, he looked like he was like a 5-year vet streaming. So he put that kind of passion into it. And while he was streaming, it was entertaining as heck, but it taught me a lot. And then to hear from Al say, when DJ was kind of demoted, he's going to be backup coming off the bench, and he just looked him in the eye and took that as a challenge, had put in the work, and now he's earned it. That shows the mental makeup. That shows that he did everything the right way. He handled his business. He took that challenge head on, and he said, "I'm going to overcome." We need more guys like that. So, absolutely. Sign him now as soon as possible because that trajectory is only going to keep going up.
All right, let me get to this.
Jeff, real quick. I was just going to say to end that, I think it'll help Geno Stone, too, the more he keeps proving, because a couple of those ones, that Freiermuth touchdowns where Stone shading over to the side with DK Metcalf because of that matchup with the size and strength, that they're going to trust him more to stay on that island because he's just that damn good. And that's going to allow Geno to set in the more of a middle zone. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to help the defense as a whole. These are the things that can get better and better.
Mm-hmm. Man, Geno laid a lick on, I can't remember who it was. The whole stadium when they showed the replay, we're like, damn.
Yeah, I probably clipped that one up too because there was a couple. I mean, obviously the one on the interception, but there's another one too. And I'm trying to think. I think it was Miles Murphy worked down the line and got the tackle, and Stone come in and let the guy up on top of him. So Stone's out there hitting. But sorry, Jeff. I know super chat. And thank you guys for the super chat.
I know.
I feel like Ice here is on the pole, doing his best dance. Like the money's just flowing at the stage.
Like what are we watching right now? Are we watching like Mr. Beast, like all these streamers? Or is it Iceman? Come on.
Iceman.
Send them super chats.
Exactly. Augie, thanks for $5 super chat. Best part of yesterday is Tomlin knew this was coming. And he was correct. Andrew Berry is a smart man. Thank you, Cleveland. And did you guys see? I'm glad Augie brought it up. Did you guys see Tomlin at the end of the press conference? Well, what I can't remember. I got a video coming out about it. I'm in the middle of editing it, but he basically said, Joe Flacco was really good or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's walking off the podium. He goes, "You guys are getting on my damn nerves." I'm talking about Joe Flacco. It was freaking hilarious. I can't wait to finish this video, but. Mr. Whisper, $5 super chat. Still have no clue how he ripped the ball out of DJ before hitting the sideline. I said that too. Watching it live, I had no idea he even had the ball. I had no idea until I saw the replay on the big screen there. It was an unbelievable play. And like Dale said, he's getting more and more confident. I agree with everything he said there, Dale. They could get to the point where they could just leave Juan Drago out there on we can start calling it Drago's Island. Just leave him out there on Drago's Island, and Geno Stone can do what Geno Stone does is play center field. That's what he did in Baltimore. Am I correct on that there, Dale? On that more of what he did there?
Yeah, but he's playing more physical. But yeah, I mean, and that's not entirely the same type of defense to be in that center field role. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it'll help him if you can shut down a side of the field or feel like you have a guy to try to shut down the side of the field. You don't have to shade over them. Because I was like, I wondered how they were going to match up with DK. I honestly thought it was going to be Cam Taylor-Britt, if I'm being 100%
I did too. How surprised were you that he didn't even start? He didn't even dress. I was surprised.
Inactive. Like it shocked me.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. I know he's had some struggles here or there, but we don't know all the behind the scenes stuff or how somebody's practicing or how they're taking to the coaching. So we have no say in that. And I still think Cam Taylor-Britt's a talented player.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if safety is ultimately like a move that he would just be so good at making, whether it's here or somewhere else. But I still do think we need a corner. Like, I do this. Okay, when we're losing, I try to find okay, here's some positives. When we're winning, because it's never as good or bad. And you guys will hear me say kind of these same things. But so we won, and that's great. But there's things that needs work, and there's things that I worry about. Missed tackles being number one on that list. But number two, I think we need another corner. Because Marco Wilson, Josh Newton, it's rough. It's rough right now on the corner. Dax had a rough game. I think Dax.
I'm not worried about
fine.
Dax. I still think
DJ Turner will be fine, but we need at least another corner. And we're seeing 3 linebackers in, and Al continues to drop these defensive ends into coverage and not having as many corners on the field. And that just worries me for the long term because there's a lot of good passing offenses in the NFL.
There is.
I think that's why it made a lot of sense for the Bengals to invest in a veteran corner in free agency, right? I mean, I think a lot of people just wanted someone else experienced, maybe someone to, if CTB was trying to rebound from a rough last year, having a veteran guy who has been solid in his career, maybe at the end of his career, but having someone there just to kind of mentor, spot start, or maybe start for a little bit and ascend some of these young guys. I think having some veteran depth there would have helped. And unfortunately, the Bengals didn't go that route. I know they spent a lot of money, a lot of other places, but I think that's where something like that would have made some sense. But I mean, the cornerback, some of these spots just appear a little bit top heavy, right? There's 1 or 2 guys that are studs, and you're kind of going, okay, how's the depth looking at some of these spots? And you look at that particularly on defense.
Do you take a swing on an Asante Samuel Jr. if he gets healthy? Do you consider another old head like Joe Flacco? I know he was on a team, but Stephon Gilmore, is he still wanting to play any football? Would you consider these things?
I mean, I would. You've seen, no matter really who the defensive coordinator is, whether it was Zimmer or Gunther or Lou, these reclamation projects, these former high picks that are at the end of their career or on the scrap heap, that sort of thing. And you can go to Terrence Newman, you can go to Eli Apple, you can go to all these guys who come in and it's just a good fit. And if they're serviceable, I mean, Eli Apple was not a star. There were some games where you go, oh gosh,
he made pretty good
there were some other games where you go, dude, that guy's the hero of the game. So I'm not saying Al Golden can I'm not saying Al Golden can replicate that necessarily, but I mean, you see it working at quarterback for the time being. I don't see what harm it could do, especially if you're benching a former 2nd-round pick who was formerly starting for you at this point.
Exactly. All right,
not just benching him, making him inactive,
healthy scratch.
That's the thing that not benching. He didn't even dress. That's what I was like. Wow. $5 shipping chat.
So real quick, Cam, this is not an athletic issue. He didn't suddenly. It did not. He's not doing things right physically. For me, it's a focus. It's the mental part of the game.
Yeah.
And so it's easily correctable. I could see why, maybe the team were not making any decisions because they know they've got a gifted athlete in Cam. It's just some other stuff that needs to get cleaned up. And Al talked about that. It's basically a similar situation to what DJ went through. And if Cam responds the same way, Cam's going to see the same results.
Well, that kind of shook him or woke him up last year when they benched him last year. And then after that, he started playing a little better. So maybe to the extreme of you can't even dress might wake him up. Fuzzy Ball, thanks for the $5 super chat. Oh, we talk some linebackers here. How would you guys rate Barrett Carter's performance last night? AC, you want to take this one? Or Dale? Good.
Dale, go ahead.
Go for it.
I was just going to say I thought it was a lot better. I mean, you can look at the stat sheet and be like 12 tackles. I don't think he impacted 12 tackles like he was out there balling, but I thought we've had some issues, especially like Demetrius Knight, I thought has really struggled the last couple of weeks with missed tackles. That's just from watching it back. I have no agenda when I talk about that. I just want everybody to know I'm not trying to shit on anybody or, I'm not trying to hype anybody. And I thought Barrett Carter struggled a little bit last week in his first time as a starter, 100% of the snaps. This week, I thought he looked a lot better as a short tackler. And he is so damn athletic. That's his calling card. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what the Bengals probably see in practice and seeing all these things where they're like, man, we got to get him game reps to get better, right? We've talked about this in the past, even when Lou was here.
Right.
You got to find out what you have. These guys have to have game reps to get better. And as much as sometimes it's like, I screwed up, and maybe it's the same thing with Demetrius Knight, but he's 25, and I say that as an old ass motherfucker. But it's like you gotta give these guys a chance to have their opportunity. And I thought Barrett Carter in his second start, once again playing 100% of the snaps, was a lot better. And if he continues to grow, we're on to something with him. Now, Logan Wilson, I gave him a defensive game ball earlier on.
He made that play. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the pass defense. He played 46% of the snaps. Last week it was like 20. He's a captain, and he hasn't sulked, and he hasn't bitched. You get a game ball just for being an actual captain and a leader.
Yep.
I don't want to talk shit about blood drop Jermaine Pratt. Jermaine Pratt would not have done what Logan Wilson has done. Point blank, period. And that's huge for the rest of these young guys in the room.
I agree with that. And like I said, I was going to see if they get a shout out to Logan just because of the passing function he had last night. I was when he was in there, I didn't know he was in the game, and then he made the play. I'm going, wait, Logan's in? I'm like, that was great. So I mean, it looks like our linebackers are getting younger, getting more athletic, hopefully getting better. But like you said, Dale, I banged the table a ton last year. We're not gonna be able to find out how these young guys play unless they freaking play. So we're trying to find out here, and I like what I've seen from them so far. And I think they're going to get better. AC, you want to speak on the linebackers a little bit?
Well, yeah, Knight struggled last night with the missed tackles, and that's one of those things again where I said earlier, where you kind of think maybe at the end of the year, young guys getting their feet under them, acclimating to the pro game. Maybe by the end of the year, a lot of this stuff starts to get cleaned up just from experience. I did think Barrett Carter played a lot better this week as opposed to last week, so that was encouraging. But at some point, whether it was Knight or others, they were not making tackles, and out of necessity, they're like, Oren Burks, you got to get in there. Logan Wilson, you got to get in there. We need guys, veteran guys in there who can make tackles. So I think you saw a little more urgency from Al Golden in the defense in that regard. The thing that drove me nuts, and this is just vintage Pittsburgh, you knew going into this game, if you've watched any Pittsburgh games this year, you knew what they were going to try and do. It was going to be jumbo formation. It was going to be Washington on the outside, the big 300-pound tight end, and it was going to be pound, play action, short stuff, maybe a deep shot here and there.
They were trying to raw dog us.
They wanted to take us to Pound Town, and we didn't let them.
And they did it, and that's what drove me nuts. And I if the Bengals had lost this game, that's where I would have sat today and just been livid. Because then you would have had the physical Steelers. The physical Steelers just out-muscled. They bullied the Bengals and that sort of thing. That storyline, that narrative that has existed, and for somewhat rightful reason. But that's what kind of drove me nuts about the defense last night. I like the turnovers. I like what I saw out of some of the young guys. I did not like the pass rush without Trey Hendrickson, but and I didn't like the missed tackles. But it just, you kind of knew what the Steelers were it was gonna be ball control, it was gonna be physical, and the Bengals still couldn't do much to stop that. Now they did have some personnel out, Hendrickson, et cetera, and so that hurts them. But when it's a predictable game plan like that, I know it's easier said than done. You got to put up a little bit better fight, I think, even as physical as the Steelers are in that regard. But they did enough to win. I mean, they got the occasional stop. They got the 2 interceptions that netted I think 6 points, 10 points for the Bengals offense, which ended up being clutch. So you got to give them kudos on that. But 31 points at home, even against a division rival short week, it's not going to do it. If the Bengals are going to continue to ride the momentum here, which I think they will. And I think this defense will improve. By how much, I don't know by the end of the year, but I do expect improvement. Like I said, there's a lot of new guys there, new coach, a lot of young guys in there. So I expect improvement. And then, maybe some more additions in the offseason, that sort of thing, with Al Golden a full season under his belt as defensive coordinator. And then you're seeing probably a pretty capable defense next year, I think.
Now, one thing I think what you're back on to your point, where if they did lose this game, it would have been the big physical, Steelers. One thing that drove me nuts that all I heard on First Take was, well, it wasn't about the Bengals offense. It was about the Steelers defense and how, they.
That's Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark.
How they didn't do what they're supposed to. I'm like, dude, I was like, Jamar Chase cooked Jalen Ramsey in the Super Bowl. That's where, when they traded for him, I'm like, I'm not worried about him because T and Jamar cooked him already. And he's older. So, I mean, I wasn't worried about them being able to guard him. They can't guard our wide receivers. I don't give a crap what you do. There was a Steelers fan behind me, kept yelling, put 3 guys on Jamar. Put the whole damn team on him. I look back, I'm going, he'd probably still get open. He goes, you're probably right. I mean, they can't guard him. I don't care what they do. That's some freaking narrative that I get sick of.
I want to.
I wanted to add too. Kudos to Zach Taylor for that. The motions. It's hard to double a guy, and Dustin Croft brought this up on our show earlier. It's hard to double a guy when he's always in motion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Iceman. Sorry.
No, I want to hear from Cap too, but the thing for me is, the whole narrative around this Steelers-Bengals rivalry is Steelers have bullied the Bengals. They've out-physicaled them. You can go back to the Bettis days and all that kind of stuff where that's happened. But to me, the Bengals bullied them in a different way last night. And the way that I saw them bully, it was backyard football bullying. And it was, we're going to throw the ball to Jamar Chase 24 times. Right. And it's like, you know what? You're not going to stop it. It's going to keep happening. I don't care how predictable it is. It's going to Jamar Chase. Stop it. You want to win this game? Stop Jamar Chase.
Exactly.
And
we'll toss it to T. He's pretty good too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're talking 24 targets to a wide receiver. Yeah. I mean, at some point they're just daring him. They're like, beat this play, beat this receiver. And they wouldn't do it. So in that respect, I thought that was a little bullying by the Bengals, which I love.
And the other thing, AC, is we're talking about Pound Town. The Bengals ran for 100 yards. So we had Pound Town on them.
Pound Town, he says.
Zach Taylor's Pound Town. Let's get that T-shirt printed.
That's a T-shirt, pork chop, Pound Town.
But Chase Brown finally got 108 yards. I think that's what I got written down. Yeah. Anyway, we got over 100 yards rushing. First time we've done that. So we got to give credit to the offensive line. The offensive line, since Joe Flacco's got here, has played a lot better. Dale, was Reiser? I'm pretty sure he was at left guard again, wasn't he? Or was?
Yeah, and I haven't watched all of it back. That's the next one that I'll clip up. I got Rivers out there, and his grade, honestly, probably a little deserved PF. I know that's a big thing. Blah 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 blah. I thought Rivers had a rough 2 weeks, but he's holding his own as a 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. But Reisner, he was not known as a run blocker. And he was incredible as a run blocker in the little I watched, like watching it back. But I know he graded poorly as a pass blocker. I didn't think it was that bad. But that's one I'll have out there. I'll have a better opinion on, later in the weekend. But
okay. Cap, we've been talking a lot. We'll let you got some thoughts on anything we just rambled on about there? I know we all been just kind of jumping in.
What did you ramble on about?
The Bengals kicking ass, Pound Town, Jamar Chase being the best player in football. Joe Flacco is a football god, stuff like that.
Hey, I mean, you know what? Your chat is amazing. You probably have the best people watching this show. I really wish more people watched it, and obviously, so Orange and Black Insider, that doesn't count because I just feel like they've always been. It's funny. I've seen other
That's
shows
OG.
say we're the
That's
OG.
OG.
Like, no. I remember Orange and Black Insider from the very, 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 very beginnings. And that's been like the most, I guess, diverse convos and everything. It's not been anybody like trying to get likes. It's not been anybody, it's just been very cool. Your show, for what it does, it's a little bit different in what it covers. Obviously you cover a lot of stuff, Cincinnati, but this chat every time, like there are good debates. People are angry at me supporting Zach or something to voice it. They'll voice it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
That's not so in some. I've popped in some others, and it's like, all right, people are just trying to say, somebody. Okay, end of the game.
Somebody just say something about your mama.
End of the game. End of the game. Third down, and I'm in the moment, and I send out a post. I'm like, I really didn't like the run on third down late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But here's me in the moment, emotional, scared, nervous, about to pee down my leg, and Flacco gets sacked. I completely forgot it was 3rd and 18. So the probability you're going to complete that is insane. But if you throw an incompletion, you stop the clock. That would have been bad for what we saw at the end. So you do what you did. You run, the clock's running, you punt. The defense does what it's supposed to do. I cannot believe Tomlin punted. I was really expecting him to go for that.
He was scared.
Especially how easy I feel like Rodgers could have been. What was it, 4 yards? I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Whatever. And then it was played perfectly at the end. Now I'm sitting there telling Jess, I'm like, how about we run? The kneel down. I'm like, what if we could run a yard or here, get a little closer to where we've got that decision, times the third down maybe, and it's just a tush push for a touchdown, and then it's even harder.
I think, for you to continue, I think the reason that they kneeled down, and honestly, I'm just going to admit, I would have let T go in, but for that, if they ran it, I think the Steelers would have let them ran it in.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Okay,
you're on the same page. So in the moment, I'm cranky, but then looking back, the Steelers could have let them run it in. Don't want to talk about the fumble. I assume in a situation like that, running back's got to take care of the ball. I'm not looking at the analytics behind the chances of ripping a ball out, although we all remember
Jeremy Hill.
Yo, God, don't bring that up.
I mean, it's what comes to mind.
Exactly.
Who invited you on the show?
I'm like, you know what? This is actually not, I saw people calling Zach, a vagina for going that route. And in actuality, it was played perfectly. That's exactly what you should have done. And they got that clock down to absolute bare, minimum. And we have a kicker who's back in the game. Last year is forgotten completely, and he's kicking an extra point. So then the probability of Aaron Rodgers throwing a Hail Mary, no, I'll take that chance.
It was him. He did.
And also, Cap, I'm glad you brought that up because I was a little bit like, well, you're losing yards, right? You're you're moving back. But if you also noticed, Flacco was moving in between the hashes when he downed it. So he probably heard or knew where McPherson's like, hey, if I'm this close, I need to be in the middle or I need to be right or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you notice, they were kind of left side from where T caught that ball, right? And where he slid because they were on the left hash. And as he took a couple kneel downs, one of them, he held on to it for a couple of seconds and then he kind of shifted right a little bit more towards the middle. So there was, at first I was like, oh man, just run the ball and run into the pile and that sort of thing. But fumbles happen, all that kind of stuff. But that one is where I said, okay, there's the logic because you saw Flacco kind of shift in between the hashes a little bit and down it. And that my brain, this wasn't confirmed by anyone, I don't think, but my brain is going, okay, that's probably where McPherson wants it. for a chip shot field goal.
Chris has got a comment that I want to address, and it falls right in line with what I've been saying forever. So he says, Zach tried his hardest to mess that dub up. We're lucky Flacco can't understand him, and that timeout to run the first down was crazy. Then he admitted he almost called another timeout. So he had a presser earlier talking about some of that. Here's what, once again, you cannot outplay call horrible execution. But you can out execute a horrible play call. So I will always put all of my emphasis when I'm looking at execution. Perfect example, because Zach actually talked about the somebody messed up alignment. The play with a key portion of that play was not there, aka would not function and probably get blown up. That's why he's looking for the timeout. So perfectly valid. He's trying to save it. And it's a little stuff that we don't see, because if you go back, if that play would have, happened the way it was supposed to, you go back, we're just expecting to see whatever based on what we know of your typical responsibility. We don't know. We don't know that people were completely in the wrong spot on the football field, and the original idea didn't have a chance in hell. And Flacco, because he's trying to remember, he's heard words a few times or seen it a million times, heard them a few times, and it wasn't quite registering. They out-executed their own mistakes on alignment. So, like the timeouts and everything, they were valid. They he wanted them, but hey, Flacco made it work. And guess what happens with the Kansas City Chiefs, with Baltimore Ravens? How many times everybody says Joe Burrow has to play Superman? I see it with every Super Bowl winner. You've got QBs, you've got key people playing Superman. I mean, if you don't think Saquon Barkley was Superman in that run last year, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he was doing stuff that you just physically is not possible.
Yeah, he turned around and jumped over a guy backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a Madden cover.
Yeah,
that is not how they drew that play up. I don't care what you tell me. That is not. Oh, that play is just genius. Of course he's going to jump backwards. Come on,
they planned that out.
It's all about execution, and that's what we saw. You get a competent QB behind center who is able to quickly get through his reads, understands where the ball needs to go, understands even better when to bail, and specifically when he bails, where to throw it. Outside the opposite side of the defender. We're not accidentally throwing inside and giving them a play. There are a lot of close calls that could have went the other way if we didn't have Flacco being who Flacco is. And the Bengals have given him that ability to still be that guy at 40, where the Cleveland Browns obviously couldn't do it.
And he wasn't late. He wasn't late on those outside throws like Browning was, right?
Man.
He timed him perfectly. And I think that's the biggest difference, because some of the Browning interceptions where he made a read late, threw it late, and those are outside interceptions.
Where he's going.
He knows where he's going with the football. And I've done both, where I've criticized some play. I do err on the side of Cap, where I've coached, and execution is key. So I've done both. And I thought one critical moment that I have to give Zach Taylor and his coaching staff credit for, I believe it was when the third quarter turned into the fourth quarter. It was a 3rd and goal, and it ended up being the Noah Fant touchdown, right? There was either a timeout, TV timeout, or the quarter turned. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Probably quarter. We scored on that Fant one to start the fourth quarter.
Okay, so that was critical moment in the game, and they have this extended break because of the end. I thought it was the end of the quarter, and it's like, let's really dial in this play. And if you notice, if you watch that play again, it was executed to perfection, and Flacco knew, okay, it's going to Fant, right? I mean, that's just, this is where this play is going. Watch T. Higgins on that play. He absolutely, the corner is up on him, but T plants him on his ass. Because I don't think that corner was really expecting a press type of situation, but it almost was a little bit. I mean, it's legal, but it was almost a legal version of OPI, getting that guy out of the way and allowing Fant to kind of curl into the middle, taking one defender out of the way that was in the slot. So to me, that was if you want to bang on Zach Taylor or his offensive staff about game planning, to me, they used that break to say, look, this is a critical. We cannot get 3 here. We have to get 6. And to me, that play dialed up in that extended break where everybody knew what they were doing. And to me, even if you look at guys who were not involved really in that play, like T. Higgins, that's where you go, okay, everybody was on the same page. This was executed perfectly. And this play call was perfect because, again, they were going to say, we got to focus on Higgins. We got to focus on Chase. That's where they're going. And Fant, who had a good game himself, by the way, ended up being the beneficiary there. So I give credit there big time because that was a turning point in that game.
I don't want to get Augie here his $5 super chat. So what we all need to do is just after AC got done talking to you, you need to shut your eyes and listen to AC talk. His speech patterns and normal speaking voice is similar to a young Dan Horde. And
hold on. We have to do it. No, we have to close our eyes now and let him talk again. All right,
Coffin nails! Coffin nails! Isn't that what I have to do?
We're closing our eyes. You gotta speak softly to our ears now, AC.
ASMR.
You shut your eyes and listen to Dan Horde. Or no, you shut your eyes and listen to AC.
AC.
I don't even. You unpinned the comment. I don't know.
Man. Too much pressure. He couldn't perform under pressure.
I know. That's the story of my life. Ask my wife.
All right, here you go. All right. I got it back up there again. All right. We're gonna close your eyes again. All right, go ahead. It's up there now again. Go ahead, AC. We got it.
You shut your eyes and listen to AC talk. His speech pattern and normal speaking voice is similar to a young Dan Horde in a way that is meant as a compliment. Coffin nails.
Bam, bam, bam.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm not even doing Dan justice. That guy's the man, by the way.
I can tell.
No, I mean, obviously you're not Dan, but it's like you're a
I'm
mediocre.
Not. It's not even close.
You were a Timu Dan Horde.
There you go.
That's not a thing. That's it. It wasn't an enunciation issue. It's
cadence.
Yeah, cadence and everything. It's Joe. Joe's literally talked about that. It's still understanding because emphasis and syllable tempo on how you say it keys in different people listening. Oh, I tell you what, shout out to
wait, are we still talking about Dan Horde? What are we talking about?
No, the Chris's comment come up. Shout out to
still talking about Dan Horde. I'm like
Andrew Whitworth and Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Fitz and Wit show.
That was awesome. We went to that.
That was awesome. Such a great show. They both picked the Bengals to win, so they knew it. They called it. They gave us love. We heard a story that I hadn't heard from Witt about him leaving that centered on his family and how heartbroken it was for him to leave. And it's a long story, and I'll summarize it. Basically, he was still looking for every reason not to go, and he brought his family the night before so that they could just kind of feel out the area, see if it's right. Because if it wasn't right, he wasn't going to do it. Everybody agreed it was right. And he's like, talked to his wife, like, I'm sorry, you've got to do something for me. You've got to take the kids back to Cincinnati. You've got to get the house sold. You've got to finish out the school year. I can't go back. It hurts too much. I'm going to be a Ram. I've got to focus my attention on being a Ram. And it's just too painful. And I'm like, hey, I love my team. I'm who dey till I die. We messed up. We told him that. He knows.
I told him.
it's in the past. It is what it is. It's a great example of what we need to get better at, but we really dropped the ball there. But Fitz gave us a little taste of what Joe Flacco has to do. And Fitz also being having an impressive backstory.
Teams, I think he played for 7. I think that's what he said.
9.
Was it 9? All right, 9 different teams.
And I'm sorry that I can say St. Louis, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Tennessee, Houston, New York Jets,
Buffalo,
Miami, and Washington. And check me, that's in chronological order. I don't know why I know this, but if anybody ever asks me, I'm ready. And he gave these ungodly play calls. And like there was a 62 in the one. And in fact, let me grab one.
Yeah, it's the yard down.
Witt said he's like, I'm only listening to the 62. So these players are only listening to their part, but the tempo and the cadence can help them hear it. So this is old, but Ajax, twist a gun, spread right, 83 Bearcat can 2 Jet Jr. It's like
all I heard was Bearcat.
Yeah. Depending on like it's just a lot to hear. And that's what was maybe some of the problem. So Flacco's not going to know all of the lingo, but for this week they installed, and anybody that's not heard me, Marvin Lewis, basically there's 2,000 plays that they'll install in the off season, and training camp, they'll go through those. There's a lot of study, there's a lot of that, but then each week they'll pull some of these that they think are going to work against whatever that defense is, offensively, same thing with the defense. And it's all over. Some of the guys might not remember everything. They got to get adjusted. So they practice these. So it's another week, Flacco, and now he's realizing, all right, the translation, and that's what Fitzpatrick went through. He did it look 3 different ways from his memory, and he went to Harvard. So obviously he remembers everything all time. He translated what it meant, and it's like, all right, this is talking about the protection. This is talking about direction of the run, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it might be completely separate words, and you've got to translate that in your head. So Flacco's not quite used to that yet. But the fact that he's such an experienced vet, he's also a smart guy. He's leaning on the players that he knows are in the system, and they're working through some of this stuff, coming off without a hitch. Only Flacco could do it.
Exactly. On that note, go ahead, Dale.
Well, yeah, I got this because I was tagged in and I was checking my Twitter. Shout out to Big John and Jen.
Yes. I'm glad I had that wrote down. I was going to say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Big John.
Shout out. Congratulations on your engagement, man. That's awesome. Big John's a great dude.
He did it at the tailgate. Tailgate. Yeah, I had that written down on here. I was going to mention. I'm glad you.
Well, I got tagged in it and I seen it and I was like, oh hell yeah! That's awesome, man.
That is awesome. So on that note, the Bearcats are playing here at 7:00. A scrimmage game versus Michigan. I want to go watch it. So we're gonna end this thing. Cap, I'm gonna let you go first. You got any words of wisdom before we get on out of here? And you may be back on Monday, but you got any words of wisdom for Houday Nation to send us off into this victory weekend? Because everything is better when the Bengals.
Don't stop believing. We've been saying it and keep it up. Don't stop believing. We're not dead yet. Watch.
We ain't dead yet, baby. AC, what do you got? You got any words of wisdom before we get on out of here?
Well, I hope Cap is still in earshot because first of all, you guys know I love you both. Love Cap and Jess from afar. They catch some much unneeded flack on social media. Yeah, they are 2 of the kindest, best people. And this is coming from a guy, I don't know, 2,500 miles away. But I hope they know that. I almost wish they didn't engage in the trolling. They are just great people, always optimistic, always friendly with everybody. So you guys know I got much love for both of you. I hope Cap knows I've got love for him and his lovely wife as well. And I hope that they don't let these freaking losers, these Twitter tough guys, bring them down because it's unnecessary and they're great people. So
that's a great message, brother. You're spot on. Because that's people that are not relevant. Let them be jealous. Like I was telling you that, Jeff, earlier. Like I just fucking jealous people. Like fuck them. Like
lame.
Yep. Exactly. AC, you got the Sissy Jungle Orange Insider podcast coming up soon. What do you want to plug some of that stuff?
We had a show earlier today on the Orange and Black Insider. John and I just reveling in the Joe Flacco gray beardness, Yeah. And just doing the thing on Cincy Jungle. More articles to come from me, Dale, and a slew of other great contributors. Other shows on the
I'm like the Nick Scott addition to the team.
I would say you're Dax Hill. You're the Swiss Army knife, buddy. You do some updates, you do some analysis, you do some commentary. I don't sell yourself short, Nick Scott. Come on, Nick Scott.
I was just begging for a compliment there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
At least you're on the team. Yeah, exactly. I said, at least you're on the team. I'm still sitting on the sideline waiting.
Hey, I'm sorry, dude. I'm burning both ends. I'm spread. I mean,
Jeff. Hey, it was a long time in the works for me to be part of this, and I'm very thankful to AC. And then it's also like,
I'm just giving AC
there's other
shit.
guys that
I love
AC
that guy.
ain't doing all this. AC got a lot going on.
He does.
I'm just very thankful for the opportunity once again, AC. And
deserved, and I want to give all you guys all the opportunity. I mean, as if I have a ton of pull with whatever.
Yeah, you don't have any pull. Jeff, you don't have any pull.
I got nothing. But no,
I love
both you guys.
And he's the freaking man.
He is the godfather.
Love both you guys. Love these Fridays. Love to Cap and Jess. And hey, you guys have a good weekend. Let's I don't want to say bow to a picture of Joe Flacco, but let's maybe pull out some old trading cards or something, There
you go.
Hey, by the way, isn't it weird still seeing him in a Bengals uniform?
It is.
It's so weird.
I've hated him. I've hated him for so long because he was a Raven, then he was a Brown. Now I freaking love him, but it's still weird.
Well, it's weird.
I never hated him. I never hated him
either.
I always thought he was just mediocre.
Yeah.
And now he's on our team, and I'm like, holy shit, he's kind of like
he's good.
40. Dude, he's way better than I ever thought he was.
He is at least these last couple of weeks. He's a fun interview. He is a cool dude.
Yeah.
So, and you want to know why? Because he's just a dude. He's a guy who's won a Super Bowl. He's done all this stuff, and he is just a dude. Jeff, I know we're going long. I know you got places to go. Love you both. Love Cap. Love Jess. See you guys later.
CAC. Yeah. I think Joe Flacco, somebody I want to have a beer with sometime.
That'd be cool.
I think he'd be not because he's Joe Flacco, because I think he'd be cool to have a beer with. Just like give me a beer.
I mean, there's a lot of people on that list of and that's a belly up to the bar episode. Yeah. Who would you like to have a beer with? Rank people you'd like to have a beer with. That'd be a fun belly up to the bar episode. Is that still active? Is that still
the channel's still out there? We haven't done it in 2 years. I still have it. We can still do it sometime.
But not tonight. Jeff's got things.
I gotta go to work.
All right, brother.
Hey, love you.
Fun as always. Love you, bro.
Later. Who dat? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. As always, shout out to my boys there, Bengals captain Dale from Bengals Brews. This is the Godfather Anthony Kazenza from Orange Black Insider Podcast. Go follow all those guys. They do a great job at everything. And like I said, Cap is Cap. I love Cap. I love Jess. They are awesome people. There's lots of awesome people in Who Dey Nation, and those two are two of my favorite. Actually, the three guys that are three of my favorite guys that I have on the show. So I appreciate having them on. I had a blast with Jess and Cap on Wednesday night down there at the Yard House with the Fitz and Wit show. It was awesome. I got to talk to Fitz. I got to talk to one thing I wanted to get this out, that Fitz was wearing the exact same polo that Cap was wearing, which I thought was kind of funny. So if you guys want to see that, I got to put that video out there so you can see the polo that Cap's wearing, because I got it from a different angle. Anyway, talking to myself. You guys won't know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's get the hell out of here. Thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all these, along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And speaking of articles, I got a Substack. I've been doing it for a month now, I think. I just put an article out a couple hours ago about last night's game. Check it out. Please rate it, like it, review it, subscribe to it. You guys can donate to it if you want to. That'd be great. Whatever you want to do. But just check it out. I appreciate that. Leave some comments. Podcast. I'll be pulling this out later on tonight. Put it on the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Do me a favor. Listen to it, rate it, like it, review it, leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need your shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paver patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window Door and more. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and More. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
Again, we had an absolute blast at Moorline Lager House last night for the tailgate. We're going to do it again next Sunday. We are doing the codes, pregame 10 to get $10 off your take off your all-inclusive, which includes your food, your drink. It's an awesome time. Come down there. We got DJ. I'm hosting it, giving away gift cards, giving away Cincy hats. We got beer pong down there, cornhole. We got football toss. Best Day Brewing is down there, giving away free samples of their delicious non-alcoholic beer. So come on down. And if you don't want to do the all-inclusive experience, you just come down and hang out and buy your own beer and everything as you want. But the best deal is the all-inclusive part. Just telling you, come hang out with me. It was an awesome time. Other than that, I think we'll get the heck out of here. And yes, Flo, we are going to go streaking. I mean, not the physics, not you and me. The Bengals are going to go streaking because they're winning. I don't care what Dale says. They're winning the next two. I said it. We'll see what happens. Remember one thing only. As always, that's Who Dey for life. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.